going on, guys? C0 Media here. Today I am very fortunate to be driving in this 370Z. I have driven a Nissan 350Z in the past, but this is the first time I'm driving a 370Z, which is a very different car from the 350Z if you're familiar with the car. 350Z, of course, if you know anything about Nissan and its company's history, was the one car that saved the company from going bankrupt. 350Z was successful, and now we have the 370Z, and without this car, I don't think we're gonna have the R35 GTR today. Back in early 2000s, when Nissan initially introduced the 350Z to the market, which was called Fair Lady Z over in Japan, it came with the VQ35 engine. It's the V6 3.5 liter engine, which created this very distinct note that almost like the Subaru and its Boxer Rumble engine. You hear it and you know that it's the 350Z or the G35 later on in the Infiniti. Now the 350Z was called 350 because it had the VQ35, which is a 3.5 liter, and the 370Z is called 370 because it's a 3.7 liter. This car stock makes about 330 wheel horsepower. However, the owner of this car, Steve, decided that that's not enough horsepower, so he slapped on a Greddy twin turbo kit. He had to pull the motor out, pull the motor forward a little bit so that the 28 intercooler piping could fit on the car. The twin turbos on this car is being pushed at about 6 psi right now. Although it's capable of making about 8 psi, it's his daily driver, so he doesn't want to push the car too hard. However, with 6 psi, this 370Z is making 500 horsepower at wheel. Awesome feature that came with the 370Z, which was kind of revolutionary at the time in later 2000s, is that it comes with automatic rev matching. This is a manual 6-speed transmission, but if you want to downshift, it will automatically rev match for you. When you push the S mode on the upper right hand corner of the shifter, it engages the automatic rev matching option, which is quite amazing. It's almost like a DCT transmission. It makes driving the car so easy, and I can't even imagine how this car feels like at the track. The clutch in this car has been upgraded to withstand the 500 wheel horsepower, which feels like the OEM clutch, and it's very easy to drive. The seats you see in here are the Buddy Club racing spec seats, which is super nice, super comfortable, and it also reclines. And again, it's his daily driven car, so he didn't see any reason to put a bucket seat in here. So this is a little more comfortable, and it's got a little bit of wiggle room. You can actually reach over to the radio and change the radio station if needed to. The car weighs about 3,400 pounds, which is not the lightest rear-wheel drive car out there, but maybe because of its upgraded ABEX springs or the short wheelbase, the car feels very agile around the corner. So you just point it and it goes, and it is a lot of fun. I have driven the 350Z before, which is bone stock, and I can't really compare stock 350Z to a twin turbo 370Z, but it feels like Nissan has made significant changes from the 350Z to the 370Z. Even the interior is a little nicer, but I still don't understand why they have the pod setup in the center here, which gives you oil temp. Okay, that makes sense. Battery voltage, why do you need to know how many voltage your battery is producing unless your car died in the winter time? If I own the car, I will swap out the gauges with air fuel ratio, boost, and keep the engine temp. The tach is very easy to read. It's right in front of you. It's very driver oriented. But what's interesting is that on the left side where the fuel gauge is, it's a bunch of dots, like LED dots, and it goes from full to empty. It's like Pac-Man eating the Pac-Man dots. So enough talk, let's see how this car does in straight line with its 500 wheel horsepower twin turbo setup. Like I said, it's only pushing a 6 psi, with capability of going up to 8 psi, which would put the car at around 550 wheel horsepower. Oh my god, this thing sounds so mean. For some reason, it doesn't have that VQ engine note. Maybe because of its 3-inch custom aluminum exhaust. It also has wastegate dump, which actually Steve didn't tell me at first. So it caught me off guard when I first put in boost. So the car basically kind of stalled out on its own, and now I can't get it to start. So if the car does not start back up again, this is going to be the end of the review. Overall, I like the car. Twin turbo is completely different monster with regular 350Z that I have driven in the past. I would like to drive a 370Z stock and see how different that feels, or even a stock 370Z on a track to really appreciate the automatic rev matching system. So thanks again for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in my next car review. What's going on YouTube? Caesar Media here. Today I'm coming